I just think it's important to point out that with Topspin or with any other platforms and services, because there's a whole host of them out there that all do different things that you can put together in various combinations. It's great, but remember, just because you have this platform to utilize doesn't mean that people are actually going to sign up to your to a mailing list. You still have to market it, you still have to understand the fans, you still have to think of clever things to do. That's what software can't do for you. You have to be the brain and then use these tools. Now some tools are more effective than others, some have benefits, there are drawbacks to everything. That's the how long is a piece of string argument, that you have to find the tool that works best, but you still have to work it. You can't just set up a Facebook page and expect people to come to it. You have to advertise it in the same way that you can't just book a gig and expect people to turn up without telling anyone about it. So I think the whole, when I see these conferences or panels and people talk about D2C platforms and stuff, it's great. There's lots of great tools, and stuff like the YouTube integration or Facebook integration. Bringing this all under one roof is very handy, but it doesn't mean shit if you're not going to do anything and scream about it a bit more. So you have to remember the marketing side of it as well.
Do you think sort of email is still like one of the best marketing tools around?
I do, this is a hotly debated topic. And when we started Topspin, we had a vision that the email channel will decrease in importance, but we actually find that it's growing in importance. The high open rates that you're talking about, Nikke, it's the same at Topspin as well. I mean, some artists are in the 40 to 50% range, and I think artist emailing in general, it has a high open rate given the audience are passionate fans. Of all the revenue generated at Topspin, 31% of that revenue comes from the email channel. That's by far the biggest channel. The next biggest driver of revenue is search engine traffic. So people go into Google, get the artist result, and then go from that result into the artist page and then transact. And then way down the list is Facebook at about 6%. And we, our store, like the offers are on Facebook. They transact directly on Facebook. And it's important to have your offers there and engage your fans and have a dialogue on Facebook. But when it comes to actually the nuts and bolts of revenue, emailing is number one.
And there was like an interesting example last week of I can't remember what was the platform provider. But the digital path was you can embed your store in a news feed, so you have the whole store in your news feed. I would never put my credit card details on the Facebook news feed, and I doubt a lot of other people would. So it's sometimes it's also kind of...
It's the method, everyone these days, it used to be just email is how you contacted each other on the internet. Now, with Facebook, with Twitter, with Google Plus that no one uses yet.
They will now. They've got their music store, which enables you to stream a track once.
You have to go to the people in the way that they choose to communicate. I think Facebook and Twitter are very good at keeping awareness up. But I have to echo as well is that almost every band that I've worked for, and no, I will say that categorically every band I've worked for, if you send out that email that says buy something, bang, there goes your spike. They buy it off the email because whether it's they trust it because it's coming direct from the artist, you have to use it cleverly. You can't constantly spam them with it. You can't let it fall off. I think once a month for me seems to be a good once every month, every 2 months, depending on the artist.
It's not that down to trust and dialogue. If you've given the fans a meaningful content, you've been actually having proper engaging dialogue, not marketing bullshit. People are going to buy if you're sincere. If you make that
you have to learn your audience, and that's the thing. And every artist is different. You have to learn how they communicate, what they respond to you.